A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Monday night edition of the show. It's the first edition of Sports Tonight for this week, and it promises to be exciting. There's a lot to talk about on the program tonight, and I'm sure you are in for a swell time. I want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us, and also promise you that by the time we're through with Sports Tonight in about 50 minutes from now, we would have taken you on a trip around the major talking points in the world of sports, not just in Nigeria. We'll be taking you abroad as well. My name is Toyin Ibitoye. I want to start off the show tonight by introducing to you my partners for most part of the show, most part of the program tonight. These guys are going to be with me. So let me start off the show tonight by introducing to you Toby Adepoju. Toby, good to have you on Sports Tonight this Monday.
Yeah, it is my pleasure, Toy. Lovely weekend in the MPFL, great goals being scored, and then great teams really show up, and also Haruna Quadri and the rest, really make us proud, and a lot of things.
Talk about the one that gladdens you.
Yeah, you've been shooting stars.
Shooting stars. About 3SC and yeah, tell us it was a good weekend going on. It's 3SC and Giwa that you want to talk about.
Yeah, really, you can say, Gumbote had a very, I would say reception. I mean, the fans really, really received him well. Don't forget what he achieved.
But he made sure he went home empty-handed.
He went home empty-handed. That is the most important thing. And, we got also Salah who played for Shooting Stars last season, also part of Giwa.
Yeah,
so
Giwa now.
It was an interesting moment for Shooting Stars, and Quadri will be a bit happy, but
relieved, a little bit.
A bit relieved, but a lot of job to
still a lot of work.
Still a lot of work.
All right. Onye Uchuachuku is also on the show tonight. Onye, good to have you on Sports. That was a good weekend. Itobi talked about Haruna Quadri, and then our wrestling team went to Egypt and won the African Championship, which has put them in a good position to qualify now for the Olympic Games. And the league, of course, a lot of excitement. Super Eagles camp also opened. The Falcons also opened their camp. So a lot to talk about from a news perspective.
Yeah, you have said it all, Tony. The wrestlers went to Egypt. Last week we were raising alarm here that
where the funds coming from
for some of these Olympic sports we are not really top notch, but the wrestlers have done it. Daniel Egali, the president, who used to be the technical director, ensured that these athletes went there and they won the championship in Egypt. And this is the way to go for me, Tony. I think the athletes will be happy. They will be in the right frame of mind, for qualification towards the Olympic Games. And the league continued. Yes, some teams did so well. Like in Katsina, very, very unpredictable results. Academy beating Eyimba 2-0. A lot of people expected that Eyimba, should have, secured something out of that game. But that is the way it is. If the home team deserves to win, then they will win. So I think it was a good weekend for everybody.
Okay, all right. It's time to bring you into it. Tell us what for you was the highlight of the weekend. What stood out for you of the events that happened over the weekend? What was the talking point for you? English Premier League was Leicester City extending the lead at the top. Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur sharing points and all of that. If that's what was of interest to you, talk to us about it. Let us know. And of course, we expect you to take advantage of what you have right there on your screen to talk to us about what you feel were the highlights of the weekend for you. Give us your opinion, your thoughts, your reaction to some of the issues and some of the events that they happened over the weekend on those platforms you are seeing right there on your screen. That's on Facebook, channels, iPhone Sports, and of course on Twitter at channels_sports, at Toyin_Ibitoye. So all those platforms are there for you to talk to us, feed us back with. You need to also know that you can react and follow up on all our stories on the website, www.channelstv.com, youtube.com/channelsweb as well. You can also view us on your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry by clicking on m.channelstv.com. And then you'll be on to your home for the news. You could also download the Channels app for Android, for iOS, for Windows, and you are on 247. No matter how small your device is, what you've done is that you are carrying the mighty channels in your pocket, and you can follow everything that goes on Channels TV anytime you want it. All right. So, and as you do all of this, we will appreciate your feedback tonight. Tell us where your comments are coming from. We have a little surprise for you towards the end of the show. We have this guest in the house. do I let the cat out of the bag just yet? No. Let me give you a little bit of suspense. You'll find out who our guest is later on the show, but it's someone I'm sure you'll love to meet. Not a regular football person, not a regular sports person, but somebody I'm sure you'll love to meet. Let's keep it under wraps until it comes on air, all right? But let's start off with the key issues as they happened over the weekend. Good news for Nigeria. Our team went to Malaysia, table tennis team. We were not able to gain promotion to the top flight. Our women did not go at all, so no chance of having a women's team at the Olympic Games. But there was something significant that happened over the weekend around table tennis for Nigeria, and it has to do with Haruna Quadri. And it's good news because Nigeria's Haruna Quadri has once again returned to the top of the ladder in Africa. Haruna Quadri has become Africa's #1 table tennis player. He has knocked off Omar Assar from the top of the ladder in Africa, and that's great news for Nigeria. And Haruna Quadri is also now in the top 30 in the world. The rankings were released yesterday, and Haruna Quadri, from the ranking release, has returned to top 30 in the world from the 37th place he was in February, while Omar Assar has dropped from the 30th that he was to number 36 in the world, following Haruna Quadri's victory over him in Sudan at the IWTF African Top 16 Cup in Sudan. So that's good news for Nigeria. Haruna Quadri, remember, is also on his way to the Olympic Games alongside Segun Toriola and some of our top players as well. So that's really, really comforting for Nigeria. That was the good news as it happened over the week. Haruna Quadri says victory and qualification is top motivation for him ahead of the Olympic Games in Rio. We're hoping that indeed this will be motivation for Haruna Quadri to go to the Olympic Games and go out there and do Nigeria proud. So once again, congratulations, Haruna Quadri. This is not the end. There is still a lot more to accomplish. We hope that one day you get into the top 20, the top 15, the top 10. It's a possibility.